Geez, it's that time again. Oh yeah. I got a day off from work because it snowed. So I'm on my way to Cardio Land. We looked up Galatians 1 today. And we're looking at the passage where Paul is all upset that people are considering a different gospel than what he taught them. And he says, anyone who delivers a different gospel than what he delivered should be cursed by God. So what I want to focus on is how easily we all assume what we believe is that incorruptible gospel. And if you think about it logically, that makes no sense. Because if we all have a different gospel, then who are we to say what is the correct one? Well, the way around that is to look at what Paul taught. And Paul taught that we are saved by faith. It is a gift from God. It's an example of God's grace that He awards us eternal life just by believing that Jesus was sent by God. And to think there's any other way of being forgiven, then that is what Paul's saying is a different gospel and should be avoided at all costs. And at the time it was requiring circumcision. And we would look at that today as any outward acts of obedience that we would do that would earn us a place in eternity. And Paul is just saying that is not the gospel. It's not even a gospel. So there you have it. But what I want, like where I started with this, is what I want you to focus on is be careful what it is that you believe as the gospel and how you shun other people. Because here, Paul's clearly saying it's your faith in the gift of Jesus that saves you and nothing else. And so some of you may be putting other things in the other requirements that are similar to circumcision, such as attending church, tithing, believing Jesus was raised from the dead, that He was born of a virgin, that He's coming back again, that you believe or don't believe in the gifts of the Spirit, or the gift of speaking in tongues. There's all these other requirements that we assume are part of the saving gospel. And Paul is saying, no, such a thing is under a curse, because there's only one way of receiving God's grace, and that is by receiving the gift of His Son. Oh yeah, just like that, babies. So I encourage you to really pursue that and see how it affects the rest of your life. You know, if you really hold to what Paul is teaching and you don't get caught up in all the other things that you think are necessary, then I think you're going to experience a new level of freedom that you never knew existed. Oh, yeah, my babies. Just like that, sweeties. Just like that. Now, as far as all those other things that you value, whatever they might be, church attendance, certain doctrinal beliefs, whatever, they might be useful to you or for your community in understanding some mysterious things or whatever, or somehow you find that they add to your life, but they're not. Don't confuse that with being requirements for your salvation. Now, when I say that, I know there's some of you out there who are going to remind me of the verse where it says, work out your salvation with fear and trembling. And you might assume that it justifies your position about, you know, requiring all these other things. But that's not what that verse is saying. It's just saying that your salvation is more important than anything in your life, and therefore you should work out the aspects of living by faith, which is what saves you. And that you should do with the utmost concern, the utmost attention. Oh yeah. Anything else I can help you with today? I wish this was like a live broadcast so we could interact. Maybe I should try that sometime and see what happens. Don't want to disturb others who are enjoying the broadcast with those who are looking to disrupt it. That's the only problem there. But living in the southern part of Connecticut, we didn't get much snow of anything, and it stopped snowing, and it's over freezing, and the conditions are fine, and I'm moving about with no problem. Oh yeah, babies. Just like that. Holy Jesus, we give all these things to you, and we ask your blessing and your spirit to move in us and through us, so those who see the gospel operating in our lives in truth and in power would be transformed by the exigency of your presence and will that is observable in those who submit to you and give you all that we are, so that you could be completely in us without any interruptions. Thank you, sweetheart. All right, babies. You enjoy your day now.